What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Sorry I'm late, man. I was supposed to have been here with y'all, man, but I'm late. But we still gonna be great, even though I'm late. But it's Saturday night. You know, few of y'all non-heathens might get up and go to church in the morning. The rest of y'all ain't doing nothing. Having something Central Time, my time, or past midnight on the East Coast. Ain't but 9 something on the West Coast. So, yeah, we good. And if you're overseas, if you're in Europe somewhere, probably already coming up on the morning time or early morning time. So, yeah, here we are. But I got a topic for us tonight. And as y'all come in, do your big brother favor and click the like button as y'all come in. But I got a topic for us tonight. And I'm going to need y'all help. I'm going to need y'all help to help us to sort through this topic and try to get some understanding and at the same time give some understanding, because these 3 words are very, very, very important in my opinion. Very important. Some people agree with me that these 3 words are important. Some people will feel like 1 or 2 of them might be important, but other one may not. Some people may feel like just one. And I think you would have to be crazy to feel like none of it's important. But I leave the door open. You never know. So what we'll do is continue to tell y'all, hit the like button as y'all come in. Hit the like button as y'all come in. And what we got, y'all, we got knowledge. I'm writing it down. We got belief. And we got faith. Now, let me say this before we get started, man. Let me say this before we get started. I don't want nobody, because I see a few new names, people coming in. I don't want nobody to misconstrue and think that, you may just be coming on here and think, oh, this dude must be some kind of, trying to be some kind of an evangelist or something. Nah, I'm not a religious scholar. I'm not a preacher, evangelist, minister, reverend. I ain't even a deacon. But I'm a believer in a higher power. And I'm a pretty spiritual person. And I believe in certain religious principles. Although we live in a world where a lot of people will totally denounce religion, I've had this conversation before, like, okay, I understand why certain people denounce religion or denounce man-made organized religion. I understand. I get it, because it's been stepped on, tampered with, cut, and all kind of stuff. But I try to always talk about things and visualize it and present it in a way that helps us look at the root of it, the essence of it, and that the essence of the principle, then I don't have an issue with that. It's when people start going out doing their own thing and, like, say, adding to it and changing stuff up in line, and then okay, then I agree with the rest of y'all. But you got knowledge, you got belief, and you have faith. Now, a lot of times you can have a conversation with somebody, and somebody who may have knowledge or who claims to have knowledge, they will speak in a condemning manner towards somebody who may speak about having belief, because a lot of times people have got caught up in the wave of, man, it ain't about what you believe, it's about what you know. You gotta know. I don't believe, I know. And I don't have an issue with that if you are speaking about and understanding the steps. You can get to knowledge without belief. Depends on how you got there. Something can be presented to you, or you can see something and learn something that you never knew, that you never thought about, never crossed your mind, and now you have a knowledge of it. You checked it out. Okay, now I know this. But that doesn't always happen. So sometimes something is presented and you don't have the benefit of being able to immediately research, study, vet, whatever you got to do. You don't have the benefit of being able to do that, but it sounded pretty good to you. So it led you to believing that it is or could be true or something beneficial to you, right? But the definitive proof hasn't come yet. You're looking for it though. You're on the way to get there, but it haven't come yet. So now you kind of functioning on belief. And before you get to where you definitively know, along the path you come across people that will shut that down and say, nah, man, forget belief. Forget what you believe. What do you know? And they're not wrong. Because you should not stop at belief. You don't stop at belief. Because there's a scripture that says, prove all things. Prove all things. So it doesn't say believe what you believe or believe all things or believe something. It says prove all things. So if there's something in your mind that you say, man, I just believe that to be, at some point you're going to be called on it to prove that it's the truth. So either you're going to have to just say, well, I haven't got to that part yet. Because there's nothing wrong with saying, well, no, I do believe that, but I'm not able to articulate that because my scholarship haven't reached that plateau yet. But I'll get back to you. I'm coming. So if somebody challenges your belief, you have to be either at a point or working towards a point where your belief can be backed up with the proof. This is why I believe this, because now I can prove, and now that's knowledge. Because the first 4 letters of the word knowledge is know. Now I know. But you also have people who would totally dismiss the concept of just belief without the knowledge. They would totally just say, man, if you don't know, if you can't prove to me, you don't know that, it's trash. And it's not necessarily trash. Because there is a place for belief, even if you don't have the knowledge yet. Because sometimes, like I say, knowledge is birthed through belief. Belief gives birth to knowledge in a lot of cases. Y'all think that'll look live on a t-shirt? I got on a plain white t-shirt. If I put belief gives birth to knowledge, y'all think that'll be a good shirt? Say yes or no if y'all think that'll be a good shirt. Because I believe that in some cases. Now, belief won't give birth to knowledge if you just stop at the belief and you just, I just believe what I believe, because we've already kind of been bit by that bug. We've already been bit by that bug when we take on that mindset to where I just believe. I don't want to hear nothing else. Why do you believe? Because I believe it. That ain't gonna always get it. Because if all you do is just believe, then you can easily be deceived. If the only thing you do is believe, it's easier for folks to come and deceive. I'm a poet and I did know it. So when you have a problem comes in when you have people who, once they lock into a belief that has no foundation of proof, no foundation of reality in it. It's like telling a child, hey, Santa Claus is coming. And as a child, you believe in Santa Claus. You believe that it's a fat white dude coming down your chimney. I've never lived in a house that had a chimney. Do they have chimneys in Texas? I've never. Okay, anyway. But you tell those things to a child, and a child will believe it. Because the night before, it wasn't no presents under the tree. For some houses. Some houses mix me up because there's some houses where it's a bunch of presents under the tree. And then they'll still tell the child, hey, well, Santa Claus is coming to get. Okay, but these gifts have been under this tree for 2 weeks. So what is he bringing that's not already under there? But the point I'm making is that those are things that a child will just blindly believe in. But it don't stop with the child. Because if we want to, we can give a child a pass for believing in Santa Claus. We'll give a child a pass because he's a child. He's 5 years old. He's 4 years old. He's 6. He's 8. He don't know no better because he's going by what you told him. He trusts you, you mama, you daddy. So you can't blame the child. But I can blame you as an adult if name something that adults believe in that's universally ridiculous. When I say universally ridiculous, I mean that we can all agree on. Because y'all might say something that y'all might not personally believe that somebody else might, but everybody might not feel the same way. So what is something that's we just universally or a grand majority of people believe in that's like totally ridiculous? And while we trying to come up with that, that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that there are things that grown folks subscribe to. The Lion King. Or maybe I could use, let's take the belief that we have in, I would say, trying to phrase this in a way, I got to be strategic in how the belief that a lot of adults may have if they tell you that, hey man, you need to go out and let them take this thing right here and stick it right here. And this is going to help you because we said so. Now, you don't know what's in this. You don't know what we put in it, but we're going to put it right. We're going to put it right here. We're going to inject this stuff in right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And grown folks will believe it, having no knowledge. Hold on. Is that Nicosia or Nicosia? Whichever one it is, man, let me give you, hold on, let me give you the right hand. Let me give you a salute. Because that's a good one. You got grown folks. You mess around, sweep somebody's foot with a broom. I had a homeboy that almost went crazy because I was threatening to sweep his foot with a broom. I was sweeping. You know, hey man, watch my foot. And I said, why? Hey man, don't sweep my feet, man. It's bad luck. Shouldn't have told me that. I'm going straight for your feet now. You know, man, I'm telling you, man, don't sweep my feet, man. I'm like, what, these feet? Why? Because this kind of stupid, ridiculous things that we will believe in that it's bad luck. So the kosher just opened my mind up to other things like that. Don't split the pole. You got grown folks believing that if you and somebody else are walking and the pole is right here, I'm going this way, you're going that way, I'm going to go, whoa, wait a minute, and go back around so we don't, what are you doing? Hey, we can't split the pole. Why? Why can't we split the pole? Because it's bad luck. Says who? The pole wasn't always there. Somebody built the pole. So when they built this pole, they're like, well, we're going to get a whole lot of people, a bunch of people going to split this pole. Why do we believe that? And people say, oh man, I'm just playing. No, you're not just playing, because I've seen 1 billion grown people go around that pole to make sure they don't split that pole. So that's a belief, a ridiculous belief that's not rooted in anything. That belief is not nutritional. It's not a seed. See, good belief should be viewed as a seed. As y'all hit the like button, because y'all are not hitting that like button when y'all came in. A lot of new people I'm seeing tonight. So click like if y'all haven't already. Click that little thumbs up. Belief should be viewed as a seed that manifests and grows into knowledge. That's what it should be. Ain't somewhere you just stop. If you got a seed, if you have some seeds, you a farmer. A farmer don't get seeds and start eating the seeds. The seeds are not the finished product. He plants the seed, he waters the seed, he lets sunlight hit the seed, he checks on it, he nourishes it, he protects it from animals, and until the seed turns into what it's meant to be. That's what belief is to me. It's a seed. But we got so many foolish beliefs. Somebody said, Damien said, knocking on wood. Yeah. Yeah, man, gosh. Dude might say, man, I ain't never had child support put on me, man. I got 4 baby mamas and ain't none of them put child support on me, man. Knock on wood. So the knock on wood is the thing that will prevent the event from happening. So we'd rather say something, oh man, knock on wood, than just say, thank God, God willing, it won't happen. Give the, not responsibility, the responsibility lies on us. Give the prayer that it won't happen, give it to the higher power, not the wood. You ever seen somebody look for some wood to knock on? They done said something, they knock on wood. They looking for something. Because the superstition. So belief works for the good and it works for the bad at the same time. Depends on how you use. Belief is belief. I guess it's like electricity. It's how you use it. You can electrocute yourself. You can stick a knife in that socket and electrocute yourself, or you can properly use it to light up your home and do things that are of benefit. But we haven't really touched on the third word yet. And the third word is connected to belief, even though it's connected to knowledge as well. But I personally put it closer to belief. I think they have a better relationship, or not a better, but a closer relationship. And that's belief and faith. Now, some people might make the mistake of saying that belief and faith are the same thing. I don't believe that belief and faith are the same thing. Just not. Because what is the traditional definition of faith? We always hear people say it. It says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? The substance of things hoped for, right? Let's break that down. Let's try to break that down, rather. So when you hear the word substance, that already puts in your mind that something tangible exists, that it's a substance. So something tangible is already present. But it says the substance of things hoped for. So if I'm hoping for something, I don't physically have it. I don't have it. I may not mentally have it either. I may not spiritually have it. It ain't just about the physical aspect of it. So if it's the substance of something hoped for, now I'm looking down the line, hoping for the substance, which is that which exists within that thing. See? So, in other words, you ain't got it yet. You hoping for it. Hope and belief ain't the same thing. Then it says the back end of that. What's the back end of that? The back end of that is the evidence unseen. So that's what they say faith is. It says the substance of things hoped for, the evidence unseen. Evidence. If you're in a court situation, there's a court case, somebody's on trial, supposedly, you know what crooked judicial system we live under, but supposedly people are convicted or acquitted based on the presence of or the lack of what? People are acquitted or convicted based on the presence of or the lack of what? Y'all ain't on it. Evidence, man. Thank you, Connie. Appreciate it, Connie. Evidence. So if you're on trial and they can't present enough evidence to prove that you're doing what you've been accused of doing, technically they're supposed to let you go. But if they do have enough evidence, well, look, this is your DNA. We found your DNA mixed in with the blood, the DNA of the victim, which 1,000% unequivocally proved that you were on the scene. That's evidence, indisputable, right? You going to jail. But faith is saying the evidence unseen. So that means you got to walk into, in your mind, you know, it's like, people like to use the word manifestation and manifesting and all that. It's like you walk, you haven't even touched it, but you're gonna walk into it. I'm walking into it. I have faith. But is that the same as belief? Because people say, well, I believe I'm gonna walk into it. I believe I'm gonna get it. Is it trust? Are you trusting in something, like something, some power, some force that I'm gonna get it? So what is the difference between faith and belief, and how closely are they related? Because I feel like I say, I feel like they're closely related. Belief is like the middle child. It's like it sits in the middle. And this is me. This is me. These are my views. I don't want nobody to think I'm saying something that I'm attributing to somebody else. This is me. I feel like belief is the connector between the two, knowledge and faith, because it sits kind of in the middle, where it's like you get to knowledge through belief a lot of times, and you get to faith through belief a lot of times too. Because you got to believe in it to have faith in it. See? But the faith is you're hoping for that evidence. Man, I just got faith that one day my biological father is going to come into my life and just tell me why he was never there for me. I just have faith that God is going to bring that man back in my life. I got faith that I'm just going to find the right husband, the right wife. But there has to be a belief in that too. A lot of people take issue with faith. I don't take issue with people having faith, because I believe in the power of not only the mind, but also the human will, will, because the will drives that desire. It drives you to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So there has to be something in place to will something into existence. And willing something into existence is not, it's a physical, it's a mental act, and it's a physical act. So what is one of the most popular scriptures as it relates to the word faith? I'm gonna wait to see if somebody answer that question, because I said it's a mental thought. The faith is just in the mind, and like, okay, I have faith. But what is the scripture, that most popular scripture that relates to faith? See if anybody can get this. Y'all taking too long. Thank you, Richie the Rhymer TV. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. What is works? Works is getting out there and doing it. You have to physically grind to bring whatever you claim you got faith in into fruition, into existence. Faith without works is dead. So you can't just sit around, hey, man, I got faith, man. I got faith. I just believe it's gonna happen. I got faith in, but you're not doing nothing to produce what it is you claim you have faith in that's going to happen. And another question would be, if you are not carrying out the works, do you really have faith? That's the question. Because it says faith without works is dead. So was the faith even there in the first place? Or did the faith, was it there, but it died when you hit a bump in the road? When you was trying something that didn't really go like you thought it was going to go, so you lost faith in it. Somebody said, is that Asa H? Faith the size of a mustard seed. They say you got faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. That means, according to the scriptures, you don't even need a lot. Wow. And understand something about your big brother. I want us to understand what allegorical language is. Because listening to people like Minister Farrakhan, listening to people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I learned what an allegory is. I learned what allegorical language is. So I'm saying that to say that let's not make the mistake, because this is where a lot of people get caught up with the religion conversation. Because even those who have abandoned religion for whatever reasons, or abandoned God or whatever it is for whatever reason, a lot of it is rooted, or some of it is rooted in them not understanding what allegorical language is, meaning that they're not understanding that certain things in scripture were not meant to be taken literally. So, no, I can't tell the mountain to move and the mountain's going to say, oh, my bad, let me step to the side. It means something. It has a different, deeper spiritual meaning, meaning that you can overcome great obstacles. You can move great obstacles away from you with just a little bit of faith. The mountain is representative of whatever that great obstacle might be. So an allegory may come in the form of, okay, well, you know what? Eve was in the garden and the snake walked up and said, hey, say Eve, psst, hey, let me holler at you, baby girl, come here. So you Eve? Oh yeah, what's up? Hey, I'm the snake, nice to meet you. No, snakes have never been able to talk. It means something else. God spoke to Moses in the burning bush. The bush was on fire, yet the bush didn't burn up. It means something else. So if we get caught up in taking scriptures like that, examples like that, and thinking that it actually, so now you see why people go, man, nobody pay no attention to no Bible, no fairy tale book. Everybody got time to be reading. Y'all believing in them fairy tales. No, you're not catching the meaning of the so-called fairy tale. See? So that's why a lot of people get caught up in it. Asa said parables, deeper meanings. We gotta grow out of that. So you got knowledge, you got belief, and you got faith. The knowledge To me, knowledge is definitive, but there may be some people who may disagree on points of what you may think is definitive proof and knowledge. They may still disagree with it. So more digging has to be done. More dialogue has to be had. More research has to be carried out to definitively prove, hey man, we don't seem to believe in everything that each other's saying. You think you got the proof, I think I got the proof. We got to bang it out a little bit harder, because at the end of the day, everybody's goal should be, I don't know why I did the quotes up. Now, I'm going to keep them up there, because people will say, well, man, you know what, man, as long as I find out what's true, I don't mind. I don't have a problem admitting I'm wrong. People will say that, but they don't always mean that, because the ego, bro, I need to do a video on the power of the ego, the insurmountable power of the ego. It takes a different type. You will learn what type of person that you really dealing with, or what type of person a person really is, based on their ability or inability to be able to subordinate their own ego when proven wrong, when the time calls for it. You ever been arguing with somebody? Just, it ain't got to be nothing about nothing major. You could be arguing about a stat in football or basketball. Man, I'm telling you, man, Michael Jordan hit 42 points that night, man. I'm telling you, man. It was in 1992. They was playing against the Knicks. He had 42. I'm telling you, man, I saw the game. And somebody said, nah, man, he didn't hit 42 that night, man. He had but 20 that night. Mike had a bad night. Man, no, man, I'm telling you, how you gonna tell me? Then they do that. And then somebody pulls it up and says, well, nah, man, he's right. Mike only had 20 that night. Mike shot 5 for 28. He had a bat. And then a person, instead of going, oh, let me see. Oh, my bad. Yeah, you right. They go, no, this ain't the game I was talking about. See, this ain't the game I'm talking. See, this must have been, they just not gonna let it go. So now you're like, because for some people, this may not be you, but we know people like that, but you may be the person like that. For some people, one of the hardest things for them to do, for whatever reason, is to admit that they was wrong. Just to simply say, oh, my bad, I was wrong. I accept that correction. I made a mistake. Sometimes you got to eat it, man. It builds character when you just can eat it. And because people look at you a certain way, like, man, this dude was proven to be wrong, and he's still standing on it. Still standing on it. So everything is knowledge. And so what do you mean when you say everything is knowledge? Because everything that you come across is information. It's okay, well, this pen, okay, well, if just somebody say, yeah, man, it's they made these pens in Korea. Okay, yeah, fine, okay, that's some knowledge. Okay. Ships are able to sit on top of the water due to a law called buoyancy. Okay, that's some good knowledge. Knowledge is all around us. But we searching for facts. We searching for proof. We searching for things that will confirm our belief and fuel our faith as we move forward. It's another scripture that says, give me a scripture about knowledge, y'all. We had one about faith. Did we do one on belief? We always hear the word on belief and say, believe and you will receive. Other people say, believe and you can achieve. You can't achieve it unless you believe it. But what's the scripture on knowledge? Show you how strong and powerful knowledge is. Give me a scripture on knowledge. I'll give you one of the most popular ones. Okay, y'all taking too long. It says, the people perish, or my people perish, I'm paraphrasing, from a lack of knowledge. People perish, mean die, from a lack of knowledge. So knowledge is almost like being equated to nourishment. Like food, it's like if you don't eat food, eventually you will die. If you're lacking the nutrients that comes from food, eventually you're going to die of starvation or be sick from malnutrition. So knowledge, you perish from a lack of knowledge. That means your mind is not receiving vital nutrients, vital nutrientative, if that's a word, substances that are essential for you to survive, for you to live. Because there are things in this world that you have to know in order to navigate through it in a beneficial way. There are things you have to know. If you don't know to look both ways when you cross the street, you're just going to blindly walk across the street and get hit by a bus. If you don't know that this is not medicine, this is rat poison, this is Raid. Oh, I can just spray this into my mouth. You're going to get sick or die. So there are things we got to know, so we don't fall into the category of the ones who are perishing from a lack of knowledge, because it's happening every day. And to perish is not necessarily always in the physical sense, because you can die mentally. You can be dead mentally. You can be dead spiritually because you haven't been fed the mental and spiritual food that's necessary for you to live. So people teach lies. They teach false history, right? They teach falsehood in religion through the doctrine, through images and depictions of God that have been falsely represented. And we absorb that, take to that in the false belief that is true, and we're not really living and maxing out because we live in a lie. And sometimes we don't know it. And sometimes the lie is ingrained so deep in us that even when you are told or taught or shown that it is a lie, you still don't accept it. Oh man, that ain't true, man. Because the reasoning becomes, man, I've been believing that all my life. A lot of stuff you've been believing all your life ain't necessarily true. You got people out here who believed all their life. And if this represents anybody in this chat or anybody who may see this down the line, trust me, it is strictly, I don't like to use the word coincidental, but it's just by chance, just to give an example. Not meant to reflect anybody personally that I know, because people have an issue, a tendency to think that everything is about them, and anything you say, you must have been talking about me. You have people who are grown and may think that the parents that raised them are their actual biological parents, and then later on they found out that they was adopted. So the reason I'm using that as an example, because I'm saying that just because you believe something all your life doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. So you come into the knowledge that you were adopted. You come into the knowledge that, man, then you start to put stuff together. Wow, man, I am way taller than all my brothers and sisters. I'm super, super dark, and all my other siblings are light skinned. We don't really look alike. Then you start to put stuff together. It's the same thing with other bodies of knowledge. Like, man, that does explain why this or this or that or that. Wow, it all makes sense now. But do you accept it or deny it? Do you really want to know it? Some people, when they get set in the false belief, when they have actually been able to function and carve away through life on the basis of the false belief, they don't even want to hear the truth. No, man, I'd rather not know, man. No, don't even tell me, man. No, don't even tell me, man. Hey, man, I mean, I just feel like you should know. No, man, no, man. Then you say, hey, man, well, you know, well, okay, well, man, what is it, man? What is it? Junior, not your real son, man. Oh, man, no, man, no. And as painful as that might be, and you got people that would say, man, you know, I'm gonna raise him like he was mine, and I'm gonna continue to do so. And that's cool. That's absolutely. But I would want to know, or in a different situation, because I gotta take it to the hood. You may have a situation where, unfortunately, this happens. Ain't no knock on nobody. Two guys may think that this one child is theirs. Both of them are believing that this one child is theirs. But somebody is gonna be wrong. And both dudes love the child. Then you got to find out, well, nah, man, they did the DNA and it's not yours, man. Oh, man. Now, it don't stop you from continuing to do for the child, but if you choose to, but I can't speak for you. I would want to know. We used to always laugh and crack jokes about Maury when Maury used to come on, Maury Povich. But sometimes, man, on Maury, we would see women, because we get caught up in the clownishness and the laugh and run off stage, hollering, screaming, the line and the theatrics. But there were times where women would come on Maury Povich and would honestly just say, I don't know who the father of my child is. It could be 2, 3 guys. It could be these 3 guys, these 2 guys. And they just want to know. They not up there acting a fool. They not up there lying and saying, look at the nose, Mari. Look at this nose. And the nose don't look nothing like the dude nose. Look at the eyes. They look just like him. No, I ain't talking about that one. Those. I'm talking about the ones, hey man, people make mistakes, man. People make mistakes. And we love to try to put that label, that negative label on women all the time. We love to try to put the negative label on women. Oh, well, she's a hoe. She don't even know who her baby daddy is. She got these 3 boys running around here. She don't even know who her baby daddy is. She's a hoe. Okay, well, here's the thing about that. The woman is the one who carries the child. So quite naturally, that would put her in that position if by chance she had been with 2 or 3 guys around the same time and ends up pregnant, and now it's a toss-up. We don't really know who the father is. Quite naturally, that's going to fall on the woman, and it's going to paint her in a bad way because she's carrying the child. Now, we as men, we don't carry the child. We don't carry the baby, right? But in a weird universe, if we could, I feel like it would be 10 times worse. Because a dude can knock down 25 women. If he don't get any of them pregnant, he just knocked down 25 women. 25 lighters on the dresser. Yes, sir. And he goes on about his life, no harm done. Because he's not going to produce a child at any point. He's not going to carry a child or deliver or give birth to a child at any time in his life. Now, there are guys that may have 4, 5, or 6 under their belt, spread out through different baby mothers and all that, but they still don't get the bad rap that the woman gets. Because usually, even if a dude got 5 or 6, it's very rare when those 5 or 6 are actually with him. He got to make the rounds. I gotta go with my other baby mama. Yeah, then I'm gonna go with my other baby mama on the south side. Then I call my baby mama in Dallas. So it don't look as bad. He gets off the hook. But the women, oh man, she got 4 kids from 4 different dudes, and okay. It's a guy who's had 9, 10, 11 different women, but he don't get that same rap. So my point is that if the shoe was on the other foot, men would be running around here too, maybe not knowing who the baby mama is. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So we'll give women a bad rap or something like that because the baby can't be denied. She's walking around here like, uh-oh, who's this one from? But we're actually worse. But my point is, it's a lot of women who just they eat it, man. And they just say, I just want to know. I want to know for the sake of myself, for the sake of this child. I want to know who the real father is. The child deserves to know. The real father deserves to know. And if there's one of the guys who thought he was the father, he deserves to know that he's not. All that is the presence of knowledge, the manifestation of coming into the knowledge of something. So knowledge is all around. People think of knowledge of just scholarship, just, oh man, he dropping science. Oh man, that dude, he dropping, boy, he teaches some deep intellectual, philosophical, ideological, boy, he do it. It ain't just about that. That's cool. You should want to know as much about everything as you can learn. But in everyday life, it's knowledge all around you. It ain't all good too. Certain things that you find out, see, knowledge can be a burden. Knowledge can be a burden. What do you mean? You ever had somebody tell you something that you wish they wouldn't have told you? You ever heard, and they sprung it on you? If you had a choice to say, hey man, hold on, man, before you start, I don't even want to hear that. Like somebody say, man, you heard about Gigi? Man, you heard what Gigi did, man? Man, you ain't gonna believe what Gigi age. I don't even want to know. To give yourself a chance to shortstop it, because if it's bad, hey man, I don't want. But sometimes they just pop it on you. Gigi did that. Oh man. Or somebody will tell you something about themselves that you wish they wouldn't have told you. You wish they wouldn't have told you. You're like, damn, bro, that's heavy, man. Because now you've been burdened with some information about a person, and now they've trusted you and they confided in you for whatever reason. They saw something in you, they confided that in you, but it's weighing on you because whatever they dropped was so heavy. And you, as a good person or a person with character, ain't none of us good, but you might got a little character. As a person with character, you can't go confide what they confided in you in somebody else because it's personal. You say, man, I can't tell nobody that, but now it's weighing on my head. Like, dog, I wish you would have told me that. Man. Knowledge can be a burden sometimes. But they had enough love and trust in you to to confide that in you and get it off of their chest. But sometimes you become the receptacle of other people's sorrows and other people's issues, and then it kind of just accumulates within you in your mind, especially the people that you care about. So some knowledge you don't even want. See? Knowledge, belief, and faith. When we go back to belief for a second. Sometimes you deal with situations where you really believe in a person. And sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. Somebody come to you with a money lick, money scheme. I'm telling you, man, you just give me $5,000, man. I'm telling you, man, this thing gonna work, man. It's in the setup, the way they're gonna do it. Your money gonna double in 2 months, and then they explain to you like, you believe it's gonna work. You believe it's true until it's not, or until it is. But you had to have the belief. Anybody that tell you that they don't operate on belief, they are lying to you. They operate on belief and they operate on faith. Now, they may not be 1,000,000,000% all in, believing everything all the time. No, of course not. But you have people that will swear up and down that belief has no place in their life. Just like I said earlier, man, I got to know. That's a lie. You have belief, you have trust, and you have faith in things that you don't have knowledge of all the time. How do you know you right, K-Rino? How do I know I'm right? Because everybody, well, most people, most of y'all in here drive cars. Everybody in here that has ever driven a car, just say yeah, yes, whatever. Raise your hand. If you've ever driven a car, just raise your hand. Say yes. And I will get to my proof that you are lying if you say that you don't trust nobody, that you don't believe in this or that. You're a liar. Or you just don't understand. I ain't gonna call you a liar. You're not thinking about it from this angle. If you driving down the street and you come into an intersection and your light is green, 9 times out of 10, you just straight ahead and you just coast through the green light. You already, your momentum is gone. You already going 35, 40 miles an hour. Some people speed and go faster than that. And the light is green. You don't have to slow down, stop, and you just, boom, you go right on through. And most of the time, not all the time, you got people that kind of like just glance, but most of the time, people just go right on through. You know why they went on right on through? Because they saw that light was green, and they had belief and trust in total strangers that were on this part of the intersection. As they were coming this way, they believed that those people was going to stay where they were supposed to stay. And you don't even know them. Don't tell me, man, I don't trust nobody. You a lie. You ever ate at a restaurant before? I can argue and contend that some of y'all are too trusting. You ever ate at a restaurant before? Raise your hand. I ate at one tonight. How often? Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. In the year 2024, I'm not going to say your whole life. The year is almost over, so this is a good time to ask this question. Just in 2024 alone, everybody in this chat, give me an estimate. You're not going to know the exact number unless it's low. But give me, I don't care if it's low or high, give me an estimate on how many times in 2024 that you have eaten in a restaurant. In 2024, how many times have you went out to eat this year, whether by yourself, whether with your wife, husband, your children, your family member? How many times do you estimate that you went out to eat in 2024? Okay. Phantom Face said 1. Pat Warren says 43 times. Pat Warren eats out a lot, y'all. He might be like me, because I eat out. That's about my number. Ungrateful Ninja 3 times. EDJ 15 to 20. Connie doing it the right way. She don't go out to eat like that. Behold Film said 20 times. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get a few more. I'm gonna get a few more. Keto Gaming 3 to 5. Not much. Okay. See, because what I'm about to say, the amount don't matter. Because the follow-up question, Rick says probably less than 10. Okay, so we'll give you 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. A lot of the people who say they don't trust nobody, I don't believe this, I don't believe in that, you can't make me believe that, blah, blah, blah. They eat out too. Now, the question is to everybody who's answering the question. I see Jamal said 4 or 5. Gavin said 50 at least. The question I'm asking to y'all is, out of all the times that y'all went to a restaurant to eat out, how many times did you see or meet the person who cooked your food? I ain't talking about going to Benihana's where they right in front of you chopping. No, I'm talking about when you go to the restaurant, they sit you down at a table or a booth. A waiter or waitress comes out, gives you the menu, and then they come bringing your food out of left field and set it down in front of you. How many times did the chef come out? Did the cook come out and say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm the guy who made the food"? I need the answer to that question from y'all. How many times did y'all meet the cooker or preparer of your food? I'll wait. I will wait. Usually, that number is going to be either zero or very low or considerably lower than the amount of time that you actually went to the restaurant. And let me put in a little thing. Let me add a caveat to that. I ain't talking about some restaurant where you know the people, and I'm talking about you went to a restaurant in another city. Y'all went out of town. You didn't know. Don't tell me about some place where yeah, my uncle owns it. So yeah, I went to college with the chef. No, you don't hardly ever, if not never, see the chef or the cook. So the point I'm making is that tells me you can't tell me. That's if you're the type of person who tries to knock folks who say they believe in the unseen or they have faith in something unseen, then you try to condemn that person because you do it all the time with things that are far more risky. What is a popular thing in the world today or in this society? I don't know what they do overseas, but one of the most popular entities in today's American society that is built on instant gratification, built on laziness, is DoorDash, Uber Eats. I'm not going to even ask how many people in this chat use DoorDash and Uber Eats. But I know for a fact we've all ordered a pizza from Domino's. The point I'm making is that you don't know what happens to your food before it gets to you when these random strangers that just got on at DoorDash and just show up at your door with your food. But you have faith that your food is okay. You have belief and hope that the dude didn't take your hamburger bun and lick it and sit it back on your hamburger, then brought it to your house. Because he could do that, and you would never know. Oh, no, man. No, see, they staple that bag together. See, once they staple that bag, I already had this conversation with y'all. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. You can get one of these out of Walmart, Office Depot. You can get a Office Max. You can get a stapler anywhere, bro. So if I wanted to go get a job at Uber Eats, I can pop that bag open, eat a few of your fries, even at the very least, just to eat a few. They may not be sick and perverted in the mind. They might just want a few of your fries. That's still a violation. Get a few of them fries, staple that bag back together, and bring it right to your door. Don't tell me I don't trust nobody. I don't trust no man. Yes, you do. You're a lie. Trust a bunch of people every day. Every single day. That's why a lot of y'all women get y'all drinks spiked. That's why y'all get roofied a lot. Because old buddy said, baby girl, let me buy you a drink. Okay. And he, hey, let me get it. Here you go, baby girl. Trust people every day. You lie if you say you don't. I'm saying all that just to basically just say, man, we got to stop acting like we know every doggone thing. Guess that's the moral to the story. In a way, one of the morals of the story. We got to stop acting like we know everything. We got to stop acting like we just got it all together. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, man, nah, I don't really know that. Oh, no, I got to learn a little bit more about that. Don't get arrogant if you do pick up a little knowledge, because that's another part of knowledge that we got to touch on real quick. To like, hey, man, you know, sometimes people just, you know, when they do learn something that's great and beautiful, it goes to their head. You get big-headed behind knowledge that somebody taught you. It's not yours. You were blessed to acquire some knowledge. All knowledge comes from the Creator, but you were blessed to acquire knowledge that somebody else taught to you, and now you acting like you the author of it. So knowledge can make you arrogant. And it can take you off the course of the true reason for obtaining the knowledge. Is to pass it on to somebody else. But you pass it on with, you should pass it on with humility. You don't pass it on like you lording over somebody. Because you should be trying to increase your knowledge. You can become, there is such a thing as becoming stagnant in your knowledge pool. You can reach a ceiling of knowledge because you accumulated all this, but then you stopped, you relaxed, you got arrogant, and you stopped adding more, and things is more, it's so much. You can never in your freaking life obtain all knowledge. You can never do it. So you should always be searching and searching and searching and searching and searching. Trying to think of this saying. I don't know if this was in the Holy Quran. I don't remember. I'm not. I got to get better, y'all. In my studying and all that, I got to get better now. But I heard it said, that was a saying. I don't know if it was in the Quran or if it was in, but I heard it. It said that if all of the trees in the world were pens, and all of the water in the world were oceans, and I think it said, if you multiply it by however many times it said, because I don't want to misquote, you still wouldn't be able to exhaust the wisdom of God or the knowledge of God. It's one out of two. Now I'm saying this, I'm butchering it because I don't remember it, but the foundation of what I'm saying, y'all get. If all the pens in the world, if all the trees in the world was pens, and the ink in the waters in the ocean was ink, and you multiplied by whatever that number was, you would never equal God's knowledge and wisdom. So that means you ain't got a chance to know everything in the however many years of the human lifespan that you get. But you should always be striving to learn as much as you can. and have the faith that you're going to accumulate a lot. In the field that I'm in, and the field that y'all in, some of y'all are carpenters, some of y'all build homes. We got any home builders? We got any people who build homes and structures? Anybody in this chat that may happen to be people who build? Even if not, you lay out a plan of how that house is going to look, or somebody or an architect gives you a plan. The architect conceived the house in his mind or her mind. Then it goes to the builder. The builder starts building the house. They get all the materials. They start laying it out. And all of a sudden, that house that was just a sketch on the architect's paper, or they may have done a computerized model visual of how the house is going to look. And now you have this actual house that looks exactly like that, inside and out. That's based on the belief of the person that they would bring what's in their mind out of their mind, where you can't touch it. I can't live in it because it's only in my mind. So now the builder builds it, and now it's an actual house. I can walk up, I can open the door, I can touch the wall, I can lift the garage up. So the same house that lived in your mind is the same house that somebody else is actually living in. That's belief in the unseen. And that's faith. The substance of things hoped for. They hope, this is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence unseen until it's seen. Now it's there. We got rappers in here. We got some rappers in here. Where my rappers at? The rappers ain't in here tonight. But the rappers who rap and they take it serious, the rappers who rap and take it serious, they want to not just rap, they want to make an album. So when you make an album, you say, man, I got a what? I got a concept. I got an idea. I got a song idea. That's how every song starts. Somebody says, I got a concept. Wow, that'll be a dope song idea. And you start to hear it. You start picturing what kind of beat that it needs. Now you find that beat. Now you writing that song. Now the words are written down. Then you go to the studio. Now you record it. Now the thing that was in your head, you sitting down, listening to it. Yeah. It exists. Not just, it don't just exist in here no more, because when it was in here, you was the only one who could hear it. You could tell somebody about it, but they can't hear it. Now that you've spilled it out and taken it from here to the microphone, to the studio, now it's 5, 6, 7, 10 people in the room doing this. They are experiencing your mind right now. Now you take it, man, I'm gonna get them some CDs, man. Now it looks like this, because you made a bunch of songs and you put them on. This was in your mind, but you saw it before you held it. You saw it before you held it. So now you're holding it. But is that the last step? No, that's not the last step. The last step is having other people to hold it. Wow. Having other people to take it out. Oh, wow. All this started in your mind. So you had to have the belief that you could do it and the faith that people would rock with it. We exercise these things every day without even knowing. Man, I don't believe in no man. Yes, you do. Got a job, don't you? At some point, it had to be your first day on that job at some point in your life, right? Yep. Can't argue with me on that. First day on that job, they'll tell you how much you make. They'll tell you what you make an hour. How much you make an hour, man? I just got this new job, man. They paying me $18.25 an hour. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. When you start, man, I start Monday. When you go in that Monday, they're not gonna give you a check. You get paid. I get paid every 2 weeks. You got to work 2 whole weeks. You got to work 2 whole weeks before you get that first check. You know why you did it though? Because you had faith and belief that after working those 2 weeks, they were going to hand you a check or direct deposit your check, your pay. You hadn't touched the money, but you believed it was going to be there. And then you kept believing and kept believing and kept believing because you've been working there 8 years now. Tell me that nonsense. But I think the biggest problem is that we will believe in those types of things. We have faith in those types of things, but we won't even have faith in the Creator to bring us better things than a job. Think about that, because I'll say that and can't nobody argue or won't nobody argue with me. But if I say, well, man, we got to have that same kind of faith when it comes to God and just believe that God gonna look out for us. Oh, man. Oh, man. You believe Massa was going to cut that check, didn't you? Why you believe in him so much? All right, let me see what y'all talking about, because I've been running my mouth for a long time. See what y'all talking about, man. Pat Warren says, most of the time it was a missing item in my order. That's how I meet the cook. Yeah, I mean, see, now that's a bad situation. See, that's not normal. So yeah, my point is, you're not going to meet the cook when you go to a restaurant. You're just not. But you're trusting that food when you start eating it. Now, I don't want to mess up y'all mind because I eat out a lot too. But I just want y'all to just think, or just in case y'all come across anybody who always talking that talk about, I don't trust nobody. Yes, you do. You trust total strangers every day. Every single freaking day you trust total strangers. Subconscious. Vale says there are different layers and levels of belief scattered throughout the conscious spectrum. Yeah, that's true. I believe there's levels and layers to it. Hey, y'all click the like button, man. Y'all haven't already. I'm going backwards, y'all. Rick Tim says beliefs are things one accepts without proof and or evidence. One can believe anything they want, yet that doesn't make it true. Absolutely. I think we said that earlier. Yeah, of course. That's why I said belief is like a seed. It has to manifest at some point into knowledge. I use this example all the time. It can sound like it's raining. I can believe it's raining. But until I open the door and look out the window, okay, now it's raining. Now I know it's raining. But I've heard times, there's been times I've heard some outside sound like it was raining. I look out, it's not. It was something else. So yeah, that is what belief is on a level, but it still is not, it still doesn't mean that belief should be dismissed or condemned. Now, blind belief, stupid belief, dumb belief, like we talked about earlier, we talked about Santa Claus, we talked about the freaking Easter Bunny or whoever else, that's different. But it's a beautiful place for belief, because sometimes somebody who got their stuff together, but they may not be able to just really break it down to you in the moment or show it to you in the moment. They might just have to say, you might have even said before to somebody who didn't see your vision. You saw your vision, but they didn't see it. And you told somebody, baby girl, you just got to trust me. Just trust me. Just rock with me, baby. You'll understand later. We've all done it. We've all had it said to us. It happens. So belief has a place. And if that person trusts and finds, okay, I'm going to trust you. They're like doubtful. They may not even have the belief in what you're saying, but they believe in you. Well, he ain't never let me down. I don't understand it, but or you may have people that will say, well, y'all don't really understand it, man, but I believe in you, man. Okay, let's do it, man. Let's do it. So belief has a place, a valuable place. You just got to know how to discern. You got to know how to use your belief. Y'all hit that like button, man. We normally try to get to 100 likes, but we got a ways to go tonight. These kind of topics ain't really popular, man. So I appreciate all of y'all that are in here, because these topics ain't popular. They're more, this ain't open topic where they can ask me a bunch of rap questions, or I never have. I don't do, my YouTube channel is not messy. I don't build. I could already probably have 500,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, and there would be 1,000 people in this chat right now if I did the messy stuff. If I was on here talking about people and going into people's business and getting involved in mess that's going on and beefs and all that type of stuff and speaking on that and all that crap, man. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I'll read y'all's comments now. Connie say, if you're not in the kitchen, you don't know how the food was cooked. You don't know how nasty they can be in the kitchen. And that's the part I didn't want to say. I didn't want to scare nobody off, because I know we still eat out a lot. I know I still do. So I ain't going to say the things that I got in my mind to say, even though it's kind of funny. It ain't funny, but these are the things that you got to think about. Keto says, don't do delivery. They charge more to deliver than what the food costs. But that ain't my problem. That wouldn't be my issue. I don't do delivery no more at all. Nothing. I've never done DoorDash, Uber Eats, but that would not be the price of the delivery would not be my concern. My concern would be, well, that's Bronny. My concern would be this total stranger, what he's doing. What is he possibly doing to my food? There's a lot of people that got a lot of integrity, man, and character, that do Uber Eats and DoorDash, that they would never compromise nobody. You know, so don't think I'm just putting that on everybody who works that job. But I've seen too many YouTube videos, man. I saw a YouTube video. That was a guy. He was eating this guy's food all the way up the sidewalk. I mean, that must have been some good food, man. He couldn't even do it. And when he hit the neighborhood, okay, let me put the bag back together. He was eating that man's food up the. He got out the car and was still digging in the bag, eating the man's food. And the man had a Ring doorbell. He had the doorbell. We could see the dude came right out the door. Just, hey man, what's up? They ended up fighting. And the dude who was eating the man's food had the nerve to try to fight and square up with the dude. I'm pretty confident that probably was his last day on the job. But what are the qualifications to even get it? Anybody can get that job. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Jamal Henderson says, a wise man is the one who asks the right questions. A foolish man thinks he has all the right answers. Man, come on now. A wise man is wise enough to know that he needs to just ask questions, period. A wise man is one who knows that he don't even know everything. Yep. Gavin says, I think faith is the most difficult to obtain. Yeah, because it's hard to stand on something that's not up under you. Faith is a form of levitation because you're standing on something that's not there. So it's like you levitating. It's like this foundation ain't there yet. It's gonna be there. Great comment. I'm reading y'all's comments, man. Hit the like if y'all haven't already. We're making pretty respectable time, so when I wrap this up, I'll do about 10 minutes of random questions. All right. Connie says he had a vision, then he applied his wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Yeah, because you got to have the knowledge when you building something. You got to know how to make it come together. Knowledge and understanding, and saw his vision come to be seen in the natural for all to see. Haraya says, I like to see the good in people. I definitely don't know nothing. No, none of us know nothing in the full scale. Think about the universe itself. We on our own world. We in our own world, you know. So it's like here we are in our own world, and we thinking about the everyday things that we think about. We think about bills, family, events. What I'm gonna wear after this party. Man, this nice car. Look at my car. I'm gonna ride down the slab and let everybody see what I got. Or get money. Husband, wife, girlfriend, children, baby. And that's like huge to us. And that's cool. But we live in a universe that's so unfathomably massive. I mean, they're discovering more and more every day how massive the universe is. So when you take that massive size of this universe that we live in, and then you just just break it and condense it all the way down to a planet that we know in relation to us who live on it is massive, and that being the planet Earth. So we're on this massive planet, but we are these tiny little people. So even if you 7'3", you say, wow, that's a big old dude. In the scale of things, tiny compared to the universe. So you stick the 7-foot man in just in the universe, and then just open up the whole frame, and he just gets small and small to where you can't even see him. That's how tiny we are. That's how microscopic we are on a grand scale. Think about that for a minute. So the knowledge that we have, put that in the same framework, what I just said about us. So as I said earlier, we got people who walk around like they just wear what they know as a badge, like they just know everything. You see people debating and arguing and discussing things and walking around proud as a peacock because they've obtained and accumulated some knowledge, some good worldly knowledge, some good deep spiritual. Great, no problem, nothing wrong with that. But in the grand scale, the grand totality, whatever it is you know, whatever it is I know, he knows, she knows, bro, it could fit on the tip of this pen with room to spare compared to the totality of knowledge over trillions and trillions of years. Think about it. We should be more humble. We ain't nobody. We ain't nobody. We lightweight. You are, from a physical aspect, you are a speck, a grain of a grain of a grain. From a mental aspect, what you know is a grain of a grain of a grain of a grain. And for the time that you exist in the universe, you are a speck of a speck of a crumb of a grain of a speck. I don't care if you live to be 115. What is 115 inside of trillions of years? You ain't nobody. Quit acting. And I don't mean to say it like, because you are somebody. But I'm trying to calm down, young fella. That's all I'm saying. Don't get beside yourself. Yeah, you are somebody. All of God's creation is valuable and precious in his eyes. Don't get that twisted. But calm down, humble yourself. Because there were billions before you, and it's going to be infinity after you. See? Respects. Christian Thompson says to have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. Alan Watts is the person who made that comment. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. JD, I see you. Always on the scene, crisp and clean with no caffeine. Gavin says, what about spiritual substance? Explain what you mean when you say spiritual substance. I don't want to act like I know what you mean and start answering stuff. I'm still in y'all's comments, looking at y'all's comments. Yeah. All right. Well, if y'all not gonna have anything else to say about this topic, I'm gonna take about 10 minutes and we'll do some open topic type stuff. So y'all got any quick little questions y'all want to throw out? Can we get 21 more likes? Can we get to 100? Is it possible? Do we have the personnel? If y'all haven't clicked the like button, click it now for your big brother. Do we have the personnel to get 20 more likes? Vel says micro is macro and macro is micro. And yeah, from my interpretation of that, yeah, absolutely. Because to us, we are macro. Because the world revolves around us and our thinking. So we are macro. But in reality, we're micro. But we're macro because we have value. Two point oh. What was the inspiration for the Maven? It probably was just another story, man. The idea, that concept, to lay that story out like that was my inspiration, and it came together pretty cool. I didn't intend for it to be that long, just like songs like Future Shock and a few other songs, my story song that are 6-7 minutes long like that. I didn't intend for it to be that long, but sometimes, one of the beautiful things about, when you're doing it yourself and you own and control you have creative control over your stuff, man. There's no rules. So if I want to make a 9-minute song, I can make a 9-minute song. If I want to make a 7-minute story song, I can do it. There's nothing to say, well, man, that's too long, or nah, you need to shorten that up. Because I feel like if you can keep people's attention, then don't matter how long it is. Also, hey, let me say this to y'all too, man. Y'all go catch the latest episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast right there, just in case y'all don't know. I got a podcast out. I have 2 out. We got a sports podcast called Legends 34. We're gonna be back on the grind with that starting this week. I talked to DJ Rec tonight. But this is the Underground Dialogue podcast right here on YouTube. For those who might be new, those didn't know that your big brother had a podcast, y'all go subscribe. Let's turn it into one of the best podcasts that are out. Like I say, man, it's gonna be a task for us because we don't do messy media. We don't be on there talking about people's personal business and giggling and being messy and trying to expose folks and talking about who did this and then. We don't do that. We get down to it. Now, things come up, topics come up, stuff come up, circumstances that's going on come up, but it's organic. We don't dig for mess and all that. So I'm just letting y'all know. So the most recent episode, we got a guy, man, that's so dope. His name is Quiet Money Dot. and that's the latest episode, just aired a couple of days ago. So y'all go and check that episode out when y'all get through and spread the word and go look at all the back episodes when you get a chance. Underground Dialogue. We need 17 more likes. Can we do it? Let me see. Alexis says a 7-minute storytelling song would be dope. I got plenty of those. Who in here? Who know my songs that are 6, 7, 8 minutes long? My story song. I can name. I know the Maven. I don't know how long the Maven is. The Maven got to be 7 minutes minimum. Future Shock, I know is over 7 minutes long. So that's your homework. Future Shock, the Maven. How long is Annihilation of the Evil Machine? Annihilation got to be 6 something. I got a bunch of songs, my story songs that are that long. Let me tell y'all something else about knowledge, man. Knowledge removes fear. See, a lot of times we are scared and fearful of things that we don't know. We have no knowledge of. It's the unknown. So we like, man. But once you have a knowledge, you know and understand it, it's like, I ain't worried about that. So the more knowledge you obtain, the more it removes fear. Gavin says, Matthew 17, 20, 21, for truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible. Yeah, we spoke about that earlier too. Appreciate it, Connie. Connie be riding, man. Quiet Money Dot, man. Y'all go check him out. Up and coming. Right, Vincent. The Galactic Quest for the Mystic 10. But I know that song is long. I know some of them sorcerer songs are probably long. I can't remember. Yeah, man, you know, we got to tell the story. Francisco De Leon, the struggle made me great. I'm gonna ask a few more questions. We'll see if we can get to 100 likes, man. Need 14 more. 14 more, and I'll let y'all go. Rando said, I like the Maven. Never knew what that word meant until I heard it. See, that's the thing. We got to each one teach one. Yeah. 820 Phantom Face. See what I'm saying? I'm thinking 7. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hey, man, we tell the story until the story is told. I don't set out to say, okay, we're gonna make this song 4 minutes and 18. No, it's like whatever it turned out to be, that's what it turned out to be. Because sometimes if I'm writing a song, I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm like, ooh, this is getting long. But I'm on like the 3rd page, 4th page. I'm like, ooh, this bad boy getting long. Let me land this plane. But you don't want to start rushing it to where you rush, and you spend so much time building the story, building the plot, and then you just end it real quick. No, you can't. You got to let it develop naturally to where it ends. The ending just flows naturally into completion, and hopefully it all makes sense. Jamal, the one about my stolen bike. I think the conclusion of the bike song, I think 3 weeks later might be a little long. Y'all have to check how many minutes was 3 weeks later. I got that? No, I don't have it. Yeah. Appreciate that, JD. That's the goal. See, if a 7-minute song feels like 2 or 3 minutes, that means the writer did his job. If a 7-minute song feel like it's 15 minutes, it's like a movie. Nobody wants to sit up. If it's a 4-hour movie, you don't want to feel like you've been in that list, like, man, because it was exciting. It kept your attention the whole time. Yeah. Time is Virtue TV. What was your inspiration behind the song Hearing Double? Man, I'm glad you mentioned that song, man. Thank you, man. If I had to, if somebody ever asked me, which they probably have, what I feel like is my most slept on song, that would be it. Because a lot of people didn't really understand what I was doing. They heard the song and didn't even know what I was doing. They just thought this is a regular song. So I appreciate your time is virtue. I appreciate that. Now to answer your question, I had the concept to that song. I had the idea to do that song probably years before I ever did it. I was sitting around years and years ago, and I was like, man, it'll be dope to write a song where every second line rhymed with the first line. And every word, not just the last word like we typically do. I was like, what if every syllable rhymed? And I think I wrote it down, just the idea, so I wouldn't forget it. But it was years before I did it because I knew in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to really just be in a mood to write that. So it probably was maybe 2 or 3 years after I came up with the idea that I actually wrote the song. I just fell into one of them pockets and I wrote it. And then on the last verse, um, no, I made identical verses rhyme. That's what I did. I don't know how this is. I made identical verses rhyme. On the last verse, I made each line rhyme. That's what it was. So that's what made it kind of camouflage or kind of disguise what I actually did, because you hear the first verse and it's like just a regular verse. Then the second verse is identically rhyming with the first one. That song slept on, man. Yep. Chad says, what's the name of the movie you're going to have a part in? Shout out to Fame Train, um, Fame Train Production. The movie is going to be called New Jack Houston. I'll be playing the role of K-Rino in the movie. Yeah, but New Jack Houston, coming soon. A lot of talented actors in that movie. I'm not an actor, but you know, I got a few scenes, and I learned from the other actors that are in the movie. I learned from all the people that are in the movie because there's some really talented people that are in this movie. This young, talented actor. A lot of rappers too. You know, we all trying our hand at it. You know, a lot of the homies in the movie, but a lot of people that I didn't know that I just watch and observe, and I'm meeting, at these at our rehearsals. And yeah, so New Jack Houston is coming soon. So I'm excited, proud of my sister, Fame Train, doing great things, been doing great things. So I was honored and glad to be a part of it. Illuminati says, were your 30s easier than your 20s, considering that you learn more about faith, life, and stuff? Um, Man, that's a really, really good question. My 30s easier than my 20s. Man, that is a good question. I wasn't much different as a person in my 30s than I was in my 20s. A little bit. I kind of was the same guy. And also, you got to factor in the range of those decades, of those time spans. Because if you ask, let me find exactly what you said. You said, well, my 30s easier than my 20s. You have to factor in early 20s compared to late 20s. Naturally, you're not the same person in your late 20s that you was in your early 20s. Your early 20s, you're just coming out of teenage years, so you're still a little immature, you know. Easier. Well, I was just living with my mama 3 years ago, and now, I'm back and forth, mom, dad, still not fully just immersed into manhood and independence yet. By the time you get to late 20s, early 30s, if you're 29 and 31, you basically the same person. You may be in a different position, but you could be up or down depending on where you are in life, even if you're older. So early 30s, at 31, I'm not the same guy I was at 39, but it's still in my 30s. So late 30s were easier than early 30s because I had a better handle on my life, on my situation, finances, just everything. 20s, I was bouncing around. And so, man, you was doing music. I was doing music, but I was still kind of young and still kind of negligent in certain areas, still kind of irresponsible in certain areas. So I didn't really reap a lot of the benefits. That's a really good question, man. I probably still didn't answer it right. Considering you learned more about faith, life, and stuff. I knew all that, but I'm not as deep as I kind of understand it now, because now I'm in my 50s. But I knew it. But I think God blesses you. If you're blessed with the time and the faculties, you should typically kind of just mellow out and level out at some point where, you look back on stuff you did in the way, certain ways you thought 20, 30 years ago, and you're like crazy? Even if you were rooted in the same principle that you are now. It's things that I would never do now. It's things I would never say. It's rhymes and lines and songs. It's songs that I would never write now that I wrote in my 20s. Josiah, yeah, you can write it, man. You just got to come up with something dope and write you a series, man. Just do what comes to your heart and your mind, bro. That's all you got to do. Vel says he was mad as hell to someone when he showed them Hearing Double, and they were like, solid. Yeah, they didn't get it. They didn't get it. And that's okay. Certain stuff just goes over people's heads, man. That's cool. 12 more likes, man. Got 2 projects dropping. I did 2 albums with the homie Tragic in Canada. The second one is getting ready to drop early this year. And my next album is getting ready to drop. How y'all like this title? Should I tell y'all? Should I tell y'all this title? Even if it's not a title of the album, it will still be a song with this title. Tell me what y'all think about it. I just put it down in the box. Tell me what y'all think about it. Y'all like that? Y'all like that? I just want to see what y'all think about that. It'll be a song regardless, but I'm really considering naming the next album that. I had a dope title, but somebody else had it, so I guess it wasn't too dope. But this one, I know don't nobody got. That's why I can put it out. I can put that out there like that. I wasn't even worried about it. Demetrius says, when I was in my 20s, I was that reckless. Yeah, well, I mean, we all had our reckless moments, man. You just praying that you grow out of it. If y'all see the visual that I have for that title I just showed y'all, I showed y'all this, man, because I rock with y'all, man. I've been had this in my head. He just asked a question that made me think about it. But the album, the cover would be just crazy. If I can get somebody that can do it right. Gavin says, knowing is better, even if it hurts. Yeah, you got to know, man. Connie says, you are becoming a man, maturing and gaining more wisdom and knowledge, and it only gets better with time. Yeah, man, that's the goal. That should be the goal. Manhood, womanhood. Massini says, I'm going to take a risk with these people over those people. You feel me? Man, we need 10 more likes. Can we get it? Who hasn't hit the like button yet? Give me 10 more, and I can walk out the door. Ten more. Yeah, JD, you know Fame Train. She does a great job, man. She does a great job. 8 more likes. Uh-oh, we getting there. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. So y'all like that title? Wait a minute. Hold on. So y'all gonna help me name this album? So we in this together. Should I use it? Should that be the title? There you go, Phantom Face. See, we got it. Should that be the title of the new album? Because if I name the album that, y'all know I got to go in. Y'all know I got to go in if that's gonna be the title. Because like I say, even if it's not the title of the album, it's gonna be a song title. Should that be the album? I'm gonna let y'all decide it tonight. We got almost 60 people in here. Let's just do a vote. Yes or no? Should I use that title or come up with another one? Should I use that title or come up with another one? Because it's self-explanatory when I spell it like that. And we talk about intent. Jordan 23 just released 10 albums in one day. You gonna write them? Okay. Jedi Fett says, okay, I dig it. Vincent says the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's a deeper spiritual. Okay. I'm getting some cosigns. Should we do it? JD likes it. Did we just come up with the title? Well, I've been had it, but did we just decide on it tonight? Is this the decision? Is this the decision? Record TV lifting the veil, man. Somebody had to lift mine. I had to try to help lift y'all's, man. Ben Brown says, nice, can't wait. EDJ said, but what is the tree? See, that's it. The tree is the totality of all. What does a tree contain? Tree has a root, of course, the roots, of course. Has a trunk, and you go from the root to the trunk, and then when you go from the root to the trunk, what do you have? What do you have? EDJ, you have branches. So if you're thinking about the industry, there are branches to the industry. You got uh, the music industry, you got sports industry, you got Hollywood, that form of the entertainment industry. You have the role of politics and government in industry. You have regular industry itself, like corporations and companies. So they're branches. But the way that the world has distorted these branches, the branches of that tree are set up and designed to end us. So it's the end us tree because the branches, y'all, okay, I got to, y'all smart. That's what it is. That's the tree. Phantom Face, look, I got to be reminded, because I do want to do somewhere I shout y'all out. The only problem is so many of y'all, I'm going to forget, and somebody going to be mad. So I shy away from doing that. Man, we need 6 more likes. Who haven't hit the like? Give me 6. Let's get to 100. I shy away from doing that because, see, I'm going to remember you, Phantom Face. I got you. Your name is unique. I got you, man. You've been rocking with me. But it's going to be somebody. If I do 30 names, somebody's, man, you ain't see my name. And it's going to be somebody that's a regular that got love. So I'd rather stay away from that because I don't want to get in trouble. Chaz, it's the end us tree. Say it fast. When you say end us tree, when you say it fast and see what word you get. Who is Cole Rose? Or what was it like for you working with D? Is that D Eternal? I apologize because I would have to hit a song. Yeah. We need 2 more likes. Well, we almost there. Is it gonna happen? Okay, Quet 45 said, yep. Jordan, yep. All right. Okay, we get some love, man. We just decided on the title tonight. That's the name of the new album. Clayton says, yep. JD, yep. Ben Brown, yep. 2.0, yep. Okay. So be it. Tiffany Pena says, tree means life. Yeah, but this tree here, they've contaminated and corrupted this one that we're talking about. EDJ, you do covers? Yeah, say it fast. Don Quixote says that the word industry comes from the Latin word industria, which means diligence or hard work. We need 1 more light. Who's sitting on that last light? Who holding that last light like it's their last dollar and they pass the collection plate and you don't want to put that dollar in the plate? Who's sitting on that last light? Who's sitting on it? There it is. Somebody was sitting on it. One of y'all was sitting on it and just slam that domino. Slam that domino on that table, man. Okay, so we got it now. All right, y'all, we got it. SC Precise likes it. Keto Gaming likes it. Okay, so now I got to get to work. I got to get to work. Yeah. Yeah, man, we crossed that 100. We made it. I didn't think we was going to make it tonight. You got to have faith. I didn't believe. Look, I had to have faith. I didn't have faith that we was going to get to 100. Then when it got to about 85, I started to believe that we could. Now that we got there, I have the knowledge that we did. What a better way, what a great way to wrap it up, y'all. Y'all drop y'all location. Let me shout y'all out. Let me shout y'all out, man. Drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. JD is in Funky Town, Fort Worth, Texas. Columinati, Salt Lake City, Utah. Aikido Gaming is in Houston. MC Josiah is in Abilene. Alexis Sordo, H-Town. Pat Warren, Ohio, Stand Up. 2.0 is in Rosenberg. Phantom Face Final. 614, better known as Columbus, Ohio. Clayton John. Man, we got the Columbus Trio, man. Pat, Clayton, and Phantom Face. That's the Columbus Trio. Man, hold it down. Demetrius is in Chicago. Mike Pena, I already know. ETX. Okay. I see your HG. Connie Hodge is in 619, California. Vincent is in Hawaii. Jedi Fett, Saskatchewan, Canada. Okay, I know it's snowing up there, huh? Y'all getting snow? Vincent is in the 808, okay. Devin Burdick, K, you got to keep going in. We need you. Man, appreciate the love, man. I need y'all to need God. Need God. And pray that he use me in the right way. Hallow Styles is in Plano, Texas. Ben Brown is in Australia. Tiffany Pena is in Galveston. Devin is in the Twin City, Georgia. Okay. Aikido, Salt Lake, Utah. Okay. All right. New Zealand, Massini. Okay. Chaz in Idaho. Osita is in Waco. Ryan Stern is in Victoria, Texas. Some of my favorite places. Hey man, we trying to put together a tour in the United States. We was really pushing for overseas, but I'm thinking we're gonna crawl before we walk and just try to put together a K-Rino run here in the United States. But it has to be we gotta find cities that rock with us, you know. We gotta find cities where we're gonna get a decent turnout. So if it's some K-Rino love in y'all city, y'all let me know. But like I said, it can't just be you and your two homies. I appreciate y'all, but it got to make sense for us to come down, you know. So we got 50 to 100. We'll get a venue and we'll come out there and we'll rock out. Chris B is in Colorado. JD, you know we coming to Fort Worth and Dallas. Already, I see you, man. Already, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, man. We got Southpaw Coalition concert next weekend, next Saturday. The Ties That Bind Us album release already need to come through. I missed you on my birthday, man. You need to come through. Have I ever done a show in Utah? I've never been to Utah. What the love look like? What the love look like in Salt Lake? What kind of K-Rino love we got in Salt Lake, man? All right, man. I've been on here a long time. I'm gonna catch y'all later on, man. I appreciate y'all. Trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. Okay, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow already. All right, man. I appreciate the love, man. I will catch y'all later on. Peace and hair grease.